NBA teams can typically anticipate where most of their production will come from, and barring injury, most are usually correct. But sometimes players surprise us, taking a leap that suddenly changes their career trajectory. Sometimes it's a relatively unknown veteran who establishes himself as a dependable role player. Other times, role players or young prospects grow into superstars. No matter the cause, breakout seasons are pretty fun. They keep us on our toes and lead us to question how we assess talent. As is the case every season, there will inevitably be breakout players in 2021-22. But who? So, let's look around the NBA to identify NBA role players who will step up and be stars for their team this year. For our likely breakout candidates, first up we have OG Anunoby for the Toronto Raptors at age 24. As we alluded to earlier, there are different types of breakout campaigns. Some guys make a name for themselves while others escalate their existing profile. Anunoby is absolutely a case of the latter. He seized the opportunity created when Kawhi Leonard left for LA in 2019, averaging 10.6 points and 5.3 rebounds in just 30 minutes per game in 2019-20. Anunoby made another relatively big jump last year, averaging 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, and 1.5 steals per game in his fourth NBA season. He's gone from an average low-volume three-point shooter to a moderate-volume, above-average shooter, connecting on 40% of his deep attempts last season. His ball handling is also worlds better than it was when he first came into the league, and so is his defense. Still, there's a case to be made that he's not done demonstrating growth. He came on strong toward the end of last season, averaging 18.3 points and 5.3 rebounds in 33 minutes per game across his final 20 contests, while scoring 20 or more in 6 of his final 7. If he continues performing like that, he will be in the All-Star conversation in no time, and there's no reason to think that he won't take the next step in his development, as he doesn't turn 25 until July, and while he's been given a little more opportunity with each professional season, the departure of Kyle Lowry, the first full season without Norman Powell, and the fact that Pascal Siakam will miss the first month or so of the season should result in even more production. Next up at number 2, Kevin Porter Jr. for the Houston Rockets at just age 21. Porter already took a relatively big step between his rookie and sophomore seasons. The former USD Trojan averaged 16.6 points and 6.3 assists per game last year, his first with the Rockets. He even put the league on notice with a 50-point outing, but Porter hasn't been nearly efficient enough to warrant mass praise, yet. Porter shot just 31.1% on three-point attempts, posting a 49.3 effective field goal percentage last year. He'll look to improve on his subpar defensive numbers too. ESPN's defensive RPM stat ranked him last in the entire NBA. But Porter's entering his third season, one that talent evaluators widely agree is a make or break season for young pros with a lot of momentum. He was always seen as top-tier talent. League executives just weren't sure if he was mature enough to handle the NBA. The guard, who was once traded by the Cleveland Cavaliers for nothing more than a heavily protected second-round pick, could make a lot of teams regret not selecting or trading for him, and that could happen as soon as this season. And finally at number 3, Devontae Graham for the New Orleans Pelicans at age 26. Graham already had a breakout year, but he can really make a name for himself this season. Graham was in an interesting situation in Charlotte where he was obviously the odd man out, but even before the arrival of LaMelo Ball, it wasn't an ideal situation for Graham. The Hornets just weren't talented enough for Graham to prosper, and starting alongside Terry Rozier meant one of the two undersized guards would have to guard a shooting guard. New Orleans offers Graham a far better situation to flourish. Less will be asked of him, and he'll play alongside a more balanced lineup with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who is a true shooting guard, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas, and this is the most talented roster he's been on. Graham will be able to take what the defense gives him without having to force production, and he'll be able to play freely without looking over his shoulder, which was probably an issue to some degree last season. While nothing is guaranteed, I believe in the Pelicans roster this season, and I believe that Graham will look even better in New Orleans. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on Swish Position. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that post notification bell so that you never miss a video, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.